What's up? You're watching Cheap Seats. I'm Riley. That's Graydon, and today we're doing our Week 4 Power Rankings. I went 10-6 this week.
And I went 8-8.
And it's October, which means I need a scarecrow boyfriend. What's wrong with you?
I hate football.
No, you don't. You love football.
Why did we do this channel?
It's awesome. That's why we did it.
It sucks, and I want to cry, and I think I'm developing a brain tumor.
4 weeks into the season, everybody expected the NFC leaders for each division.
Yeah, everybody got those right.
The Commanders,
Yep.
for sure. Everybody expected them. The Seahawks still somehow.
Uh-huh.
Who else?
The Vikings.
Vikings, everybody expected that.
Yep.
And then
It's got to be the Buccaneers.
the Buck. Yeah, I guess it is the Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Yeah, everybody expected that.
Yeah, passing's back for everyone who cared.
Yeah, it was really down the first 3 weeks, and then
CJ, Jordan Love, Geno, Justin Fields, Baker all went 300 plus, and Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes, Jaden Freaky Daniels, and Sam Darnold and Joey B had big days.
Also Joe Flacco.
He's back, baby.
His little part of that game, he threw for like 185 yards in like 5 minutes. It was
He's
crazy.
back, 168, 2 tutties for JoJo.
Come on, Joe. How about Jaden Daniels being a legitimate MVP candidate?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, right now, he
Well,
definitely
4
is.
weeks in, I mean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're at the quarter mark of the season.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is
We're
it?
like a fourth of the way through.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
It's 18 weeks.
Yeah.
And we've gone 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's like pretty much it. We're a fourth of the way through.
Yeah, sure. If
I
you're
heard
bad at
Kevin
math-
Harlan say that the other night, and I was
Yeah.
like, your voice is beautiful.
Oh, his voice is, yeah.
Oh,
It's
his voice is
very
so
nice.
beautiful.
Okay, how about Baker Mayfield returning to form?
Yeah, I mean, he had to change his pants at halftime because I'm assuming he was creaming in them
I think he
over
creamed,
that
yeah.
Eagles defense that
Cream?
was so porous.
Yeah, I think he creamed
Yeah.
in them.
Yeah, he creamed in them.
Yeah, the Eagles are. I said they were the most confusing team in football last week, and I was right.
They absolutely
they
are.
confusing. They're broken. Nick Sirianni, which, by the way, if you say Nick Sirianni out loud, and your phone might make a little beeping sound and ask you a question.
Hey, Nick Sirianni, what play you running next?
Hey, Nick Sirianni, directions to the nearest Top Golf.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have some fun.
Oh, yeah, the Eagles are really confusing. And before you even get there, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to stop you right there.
Didn't say
We're
anything.
not talking, this isn't a Browns channel.
Yeah, I mean, it's
We're not Browns
orange
fans.
and brown, and we
We
are
don't
Browns
we
fans,
don't
but-
care.
Yeah, we care.
And that wasn't the most frustrating game I've ever watched in my life. So I'm all good.
What do you mean? The Browns only lost to the Raiders when they didn't have Devontae Adams or Max Crosby in the lineup.
We lost to the B Squad Raiders, and Amari Cooper's leading the NFL in drops. That's another thing everybody predicted. Yeah, that guy's probably going to drop 15 passes this year.
Yeah.
And our backup, or our starting fullback, finished the game at center.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he's our third string center.
that was cool. And he accidentally hiked the ball on a 1st and goal when we were about to win the game.
Mhm.
And we lost 8 yards, ran for 3 yards, didn't get any yards. And then on a 4th and 12, pretty much from the goal line, we took a sack.
All right. Well, let's get into something a little brighter, a little more fun. How about the Saints might have been a sham?
They looked all right.
Nah, they looked all right.
They looked all right.
They had a chance. That game could have gone either way. And
Definitely.
if the Saints won, then it would look like. But I'm just saying, I was so excited for the parade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially like, and I don't mean this in any sort of way. I'm not trying to make light of this, but there was like the hurricane happened. And it
Yeah.
was just kind of like,
That was more on Carolina's side.
I know totally, but I'm just saying it just reminds me of like why I root for the Saints. Still
Yeah.
a little bit. You
Derek Carr's a pedestrian. That's what he is. He's not an electric cannonball like we thought he was,
Uh-huh.
or some people thought he was. I firmly never believed that sham.
I did notice something during that game about
Yeah.
Derek Carr, and I noticed that his eyelashes are long and he has very pretty eyes.
Maybe that's what covers it up, and he can't see past cover 2 because he has too long of eyelashes.
I mean, 2 weeks ago he was scoring 45 points a game, and he was
He was just
electric.
chucking that thing.
Yeah, he was chucking that thing.
And now, yeah, passing's back, and Derek Carr can't do it anymore.
Whatever. How about Mahomes?
Mahomes. His little Patrick Mahomes. A garden Mahomes.
He is not playing well.
245, 2 touchdowns this week.
And a pick that is like not a Mahomes type of pick.
Yeah.
He overthrew him, and then I'll get into it in my power rankings,
He
but
blew up
he
his-
broke his number one wide receiver's leg.
Yeah, he blew his knee apart.
On a bad form tackle that he
Yeah.
didn't need to make.
Honestly, if he tackled a defender or a defender like that, he might get fined.
Right.
Like leading with your helmet below the knee, but they can't fine you for doing it against your own team, which is kind of weird.
Right.
They should still
Friendly
take
fire.
They should take $22,000 from him or something.
He would not. He wouldn't even notice.
Well, yeah, but that's nice for the league.
Whatever.
It's great for the league. And this week, the NFL made strides again to ending racism.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
What was the deal?
I don't know. They wore it. And cancer.
Wasn't it a cancer thing? I thought
Cancer
it was a
and
thing.
racism both took big wallops by the NFL this week.
And fashion took a big wallop too, because everybody was wearing those neon plaid hats.
Neon plaid rainbow hats.
Yeah.
Those are the things I want to combine all the time. Give me some plaid pants, make them rainbow, and make them glow in the dark.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
What a weird look. It looked like PacSun in 2010
Yeah.
in there. Something on the sidelines was weird. But other things I want to talk about really quick. The Ravens exposed some Bills' weaknesses that I had not realized. And I'll get into that in my power rankings a little bit more. But that was a surprising game. I thought it was going to be much more competitive.
I did too. It's hard to start when you punt and then Derrick Henry runs it for 90 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Game script.
87.
Yeah, game script wise, that's about the worst start you could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, when he can play hero ball, continues to prove to be one of a kind.
Yeah.
That like sideline throw looked like it was going out to Khalil was unbelievable. So I still have faith in them. But what looked really, really good was the Baltimore defensive scheme. They bottled up James Cook. I think he only ran for like 39 yards.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman's probably best game as a Bill, but
yeah. But
He
he's
had a
not getting a lot of targets. He had a drop.
yeah.
Like he had a bad drop too, because
did.
like that was a dime, you know. And Khalil Shakir got banged up during that game.
He
So
did.
there's like some things. I don't think the Bills by any means. I'm not trying to overreact. And again, I will talk about them in my power rankings.
Yeah.
But it was a weird game. It's not what I expected to happen.
Yeah.
I love the blocking scheme for the offense, the run for
Mm-hmm.
the Ravens too. They had some really interesting like just ways they ran the ball.
Yeah.
And that's what I expected to see going into the season with the Ravens. And
And
they're kind of
Justice Hill.
returning to that.
Justice Hill
Justice
looks
Hill
like
played great.
a crazy weapon. I think he led the team in receptions.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar and Derrick Henry have over 780 combined rushing yards, the most through 4 games for a running back.
Except for the Boise State running back. right
Well,
now.
yeah, he rushed
He has
for
895 yards through 4 games.
Yeah, and like 44 touchdowns.
That is, yeah.
It helps when you're the same color as the field.
What do you mean?
They can't. Who am I tackling? Where is he?
Oh, you mean the jerseys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get to wear blue on
I thought
blue
you meant he
field.
was a green guy or something.
No.
And then I realized they play on a blue field. He's wearing a blue jersey. I get
Correct.
it. My dad said they haven't played anybody yet, so he's not sold on it. And I said, I don't care.
They play at Oregon.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Your dad's a loser.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry, Kevin. I don't mean it.
He's been watching a little bit, so.
My bad, sir.
He also asked if we were going to cuss on this channel, too.
Fuck that. I'm done with that shit.
Yeah, I'm done with fucking
Fuck
cussing.
the Browns.
Yeah. Also, Jared Goff, 100% completion rate.
Yep, best ever.
That's
Lions and Ravens had the best game plan and execution all year from anyone, I think.
yeah.
The Bills looked crazy against Jacksonville last week, but the way the Ravens and the Lions came out, no one was really beating those teams. They should have played each other this week. Would have been awesome.
You think they should just adjust based on that?
Yeah.
What if every game was just a surprise?
Yeah.
You don't know who's playing who until like the game starts.
Games would be a mess if you couldn't like.
No.
game
The
plan.
teams know,
Oh, the teams know, but we don't.
but we don't.
Ooh,
I like that.
That would be fun.
That's an idea for the NFL.
Listen to me, Roger.
I do wish we were one of those channels that could like play clips of stuff, but
Yeah.
everybody's seen this clip, so I'll talk about it. Kenneth Walker with that Olympic wrestling move.
The little flipsy doozy
That
WWE.
It was so weird in real time because I was like, there's no way he wasn't down.
Yeah.
And then you watch it in slow-mo and you're like, what? No, what? How? Why?
I also loved the Seahawks pulling out the hook and ladder.
There's a lot more lateraling.
Lateralists.
Yeah, they're doing laterals again in the NFL, which
Which is
I
fun.
love.
I love it too.
A lot of trick plays and stuff. I think it's fun.
And if you're in the way of Derrick Henry or David Montgomery, you should leave. He should get out of the way.
Totally.
Because David Montgomery made Devin Witherspoon a piece of the turf last night.
That was a wild run.
Bam! And then he stood up to get back at him, and he ran into an offensive lineman and got flattened again. It was like, dude, just stay down.
I was hearing the circus music when that happened. You know? But also Kenneth Walker is a fantastic.
Yeah, he's really great.
Oh my gosh. It was interesting. The Seahawks were more impressive in their loss last night than some of their wins that I've seen.
It was their first real opponent, yeah.
Yeah, they looked pretty good. They looked formidable against the Lions. You couldn't beat the Lions last night. Nobody could beat the Lions.
It was a big test for Mike McDonald, and I think that will bode well for them. And I could see them winning that division now. They're good enough.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win that division. But now to our segment, Is It Over? I've got 3.
Yep.
Browns.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just go right past that.
I don't know Nick Chubb's back at practice this week, and the Browns social media has just taken to ignoring all things about the team and just posting like little love letters to Nick Chubb, which I think is great.
Yeah.
I mean, if he comes back in a week or something, it'd be awesome. But yeah, to talk about that game for one more second, it was the most frustrating loss because it was the best the nasty guys looked since he was in Houston. Played a really well game. His one interception was a 35-yard dart that hit Amari Cooper in the chest.
Yeah.
He was under pressure the whole time. He's screaming at DeJuan Jones for missing blocks.
I was going to say, that was the silver lining of that game, is that's the first time I've seen like a team dynamic. Although it was, it was testy and negative, it was like,
at least you want to see that they really want to win.
Yeah, I liked seeing that a little bit, but
the undercurrent being that everyone's pretty sure Deshaun is a bunch of burners and he's just taking huge dumps on the coaching staff.
Oh, really?
That's not a great undercurrent for the team, that the quarterback's like going back to the locker room. He's like, you guys fucking suck.
For all those channels that do the power rankings, like 1 through 32, not just a top 10, like the Browns are bottom 2 now. Bottom 3.
Yeah, I think put them at like 26.
Yeah, I can't even. I don't know. It's hard to imagine them beating teams right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier. We play Philly this week, and our defense has looked
honestly,
so bad.
we have a better chance at Philly because they could play. They're like the weirdest team ever.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get with Philly. We might beat them.
The Raiders just went into our matchup as the worst rushing team in the league, and then they ran kind of all over us. They had their best rushing performance of the season against us. Yeah. And we brought everyone back. It's really confusing what's going on with Jim Schwartz and that defense. Like, I don't get it. We're like letting the press man coverage that we ran last year is just getting exposed over and over again.
It's kind of like the flip of the Chargers, where the Chargers had one of the worst defenses last year, brought back all the same guys, and are one of the best defenses this year. It's like that. It's like best defense in the NFL last year, playing like the worst defense in the NFL this year.
Miles, with a bunch of injuries, did have his best game of the season, though.
That's true.
Shout out.
Number 2, I got the Jags.
Jags? Well, yeah. It's, totally.
For sure.
They played their best game of the year and lost a heartbreaker. Yeah. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, totally.
Totally sucks. Christian Kirk, best game of the season. Whatever. They're hopeless. They're going to fire Doug Peterson in no time. They have to.
That was a good bet on you said Doug Peterson before the halfway part of the season. Like, that's going to happen.
He's Candapopolis.
Dolphins again.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Is that a tough watch?
I didn't watch it. That's how tough it was. I tuned in for like 2 minutes twice, and I did not care.
One of 4 teams all time to never have a lead in their first 4 games. They haven't led yet.
Who, the Dolphins?
Yeah.
They've won a game.
Yeah. I think it was on a last second.
Oh, yeah. What? Oh, it was against Jacksonville. Yeah.
And they were down like that whole game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
That's a gut buster.
Yeah, you got to move the team, I think.
I don't know. You got to kill some, sacrifice.
I don't know. Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you trade Tyreek Hill for like somebody.
For draft compensation.
I just tried. Yeah. I tried in my fantasy league. So, all right, now to our apologies. Do you have any apologies this week?
For myself. I apologize to myself for letting me and myself get all wrapped up and caring and hoping, and I was ready to turn the Browns game off, and then we got a scoop and score, and then we missed the extra point. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And I guess a slight minor apology to the Vikings for not believing in you this week.
Okay. My apology first goes to Jared Goff. I said that you were you were 2 L's away from being Gerald Golf, which is admittedly is a funny pun, but then you played out of your mind. You were great. I said that you were the kind of the weak link on the Lions at this point and throwing balls in the dirt, but the game plan has caught up to you and your skill set. And I love the Lions. Go Lions!
He caught one.
He caught a touchdown. He had a touchdown reception in that game. That's awesome. I love it. I love seeing Jared Goff play well. I love that those chants aren't for naught. You know. And my second apology goes to Cheap Seats fans once again for making you care about the Browns.
Yes.
And please, as a part an addendum of this apology, take Graydon's advice to invest in the Commanders, or the Lions now are fun again. Even the Seahawks on a tough loss. They're 3-1.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Yeah, I don't know if there's any. Vikings are fun. Obviously, they're undefeated, so you might.
Bucks.
Bucks are great. A great team to root for.
Houston.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. So that's it for apologies. Yeah. Cool. How about we get into these power rankings?
Let's get into it. I got a messed up list this week.
All right, you go first.
Show me that list, Tony. At number 10, look who's still sticking around. The Falcons. I had them sneak in there last week after a loss, and I just liked what I saw that was happening in terms of meshing. And this week, special teams and defense really came to play. Youngway, great kicker. They recovered a punt muff by Shaheed for a touchdown. I have a note here just that special teams this year in general across the league have proven to be such an X factor. We haven't touched on that Bears game from this past weekend, but that crazy punter Taylor flipped the field a bunch of times. There's been a lot of crafty special team stuff, and obviously the kicking this year has been historic. Shout out the Broncos kicker, Nick Folk, who is the AFC Player of the Week. Falcons are clicking. I like Kirk doing the swag surfing as the white dad. He said, they played that swag surfing song, and this place got to moving. I liked it. So they're Atlanta-fying Kirk. I think we're about 2 weeks out from seeing him in Magic City with a big ass on his head. So look forward to that. Number 9, snuck out a gutsy win after getting their booties romped in Minnesota. The Houston Texans. Just Stephon Diggs got in rushing style. Nico Collins continues to prove to be one of the top 3 guys in the league, I think. And Cam Akers is filling out serviceable run game while we await the return of Joe Mixon. So I think Houston's going to be a really tough place to win in all year. It's going to kind of determine, like, their season's going to be determined by their road record. They need to go outside and get a gutsy away victory before they can move up any more on this list. But CJ Stroud is picking his game up too. Love the Texans. All right, number 8. After a tough loss, but like you said, I believe in them a little more now after playing so competitively in Detroit. Again, one of the hardest places to win in the NFL. Ford Field was rocking. Busted out the black jerseys, all black attack. Had some trick plays in there. That was great to see from old baby-faced Mike McDonald. I think they bounced back. Their quarterback was almost the first one to throw for 400 last night. He was 395 and then threw the final pick, which was kind of a tragedy there at the end. But if Kenneth Walker stays healthy, I still believe this is the best wide receiver room. And with a ton of injuries on that defense, I know they gave up 42 points last night, but they got pressure at times, and I think once they do get healthy, Devon Witherspoon and the rest of that defense is very serviceable. I think Seahawks, I'm leaning towards them winning the division. Screw the Niners, man. All right, number 7. They're back. Fire the cannons. Baker Mayfield, holy smoky, smoke a pack of Jalen Hurts while you're at it. Jesus, he lit them the fuck up. He's capable of that. Another team that's really exceptional at home. They did get a win in Detroit this year, so they're capable. As they get healthier on defense, I don't know. The Godwin, Evans, I love the Bucky
Irving.
Bucky Irving,
running back.
Bursting onto the scene this week. First NFL touchdown. He looks like the perfect NFL catch passes, run hard. He can do everything. He's like a little less talented Jahmyr Gibbs style of guy, and obviously less fast. Jahmyr Gibbs has the Jets. All right, not the Jets, but number 6, the Bills. Absolutely embarrassing to get the belt to the ass like that. Wow. Doesn't bode well for them. That hurts. It stings, and it probably is going to hurt to piss for a couple days. But they still have Josh Allen. I still believe in James Cook. I know I was kind of crowning this ragtag wide receiver group before this week, but I think they got exposed a little bit in, Coleman with a drop. Shakir's banged up now, yada, yada. They might need to do a trade deadline move if they could pick up a big, savvy vet. That would be really big, but I still believe in the Bills. It's hard not to believe in such a such a freaky white guy that is Josh Allen. I mean, he did some shit in that game still where I was like, that was embarrassing, but that guy's sick. Number 5, the belt. The guys who gave him the belt. What are they, 2-2?
2-2?
I got the 2-2 Ravens at 5. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about this team that's scary. They've always scared me. The Hamilton and Humphrey on the defense, the way Derrick Henry is just like, he looks like LeBron a couple years ago or something where you're like, what the hell? How is he still doing it? He looks faster than last year. He looks inspired. They look just nasty. And Lamar has something going on in his head where he's in like total kill mode right now. He's like, I don't care. He tweeted after the game, I don't care about your parlays, don't care about your bets. I'm winning. He's telling his teammates to get off social media. He's in go mode right now. Yes, sir.
Quickly, one thing that he did during that game that I loved is you see him, he threw a water cup behind him into the trash can and missed and went, oh.
Yeah, he hates even missing that.
He hated missing that.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that guy's locked in so much that he hates missing a shot into a trash can with a little cup.
Yeah, there's something scary there. And again, to just double back on the game plan that Harbaugh had there, if you can come out and beat the team that the week prior everyone was like, that's top of the AFC right there, the Bills are great, and you can scheme up an absolute shutdown massacre like that, it's impressive. So I'm going there. And then at number 4, might be a surprise, I got the Niners, an absolutely decimated team, came out and like forced 4 fumbles, like 6 sacks. Brock Purdy almost threw for 300. Like Kittle continues to play through injuries. I think you have these opportunities when your lead guys are out. Ayuk is still like a non-factor. Something weird's going on there. Him and Shanahan were yelling at each other in practice earlier in the week because he wasn't wearing the color shorts Shanahan wanted him to wear. That doesn't bode well, whatever. Maybe he's a trade piece at the deadline, even with the new contract. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on there. But with the injuries to like Debo and the time that was missed and the huge week that Juwan had last week, I think is kind of good. Jennings is like turning into someone more reliable, bigger play guy than we really thought. Mason is a legit back. I don't think McCaffrey's going to play all year, so they're just going to have to deal with that. But they came out, and that defense really just Fred Turner and Bosa are freaks. They're always going to be able to keep him in a game. And as long as they can run, Brock Purdy looks excellent. So I got the Niners there. Number 3, give me the stinky Chiefs. The stinky, you got them at 1 still, and you're pissed about me?
Yeah, you're an
The
idiot.
stinky Chiefs, they had to drop because they just lost Rashee Rice. We keep winning ugly games. Ugly wins matter. I say it's my mantra. Ugly matters. It does, and good for them. They're undefeated. Obviously, they're the best until somebody can beat them. But I feel like it's starting to stack to a point where what are they going to do without Rashee Rice? Connor Steele, who was like kind of exciting there, immediately benched after his 2nd or 3rd fumble of the year. And Kareem Hunt comes in and looks serviceable, but he's old and he doesn't really have any explosive speed. So I don't know what's going to go on. Is Juju Smith-Schuster going to get 10 targets next week? I don't know. I think there some losses might start piling up, but I'm the guy who predicted him to go perfect. So either way I win. That's what I'm trying to do. Number 2, give me the Detroit eat 'em up Lions. Who let the cat out the bag? I did. I don't know. This team's nasty. I loved last night specifically with all that. No Brian Branch, a lot of defensive injuries. And yeah, they gave up 29 points and almost 400 yards through the air. But that their defensive coordinator, I think his name's Dickie Smith. There's a lot of young guys on that defense that I think are going to develop into really, really good corners. It was kind of a quiet game from Aiden, but I don't know. That defense had critical plays at critical moments, some knockdown balls. They were penalized quite a bit. That gave up a lot of first downs. They had chances to end drives. And obviously Kenneth Walker is a freak. You're not going to really silence a guy who can do like a a reverse somersault into a front somersault into bury a defender into the ground, scamper for 20. That's scary, and you got to deal with that when you play Seahawks. But I like what I see from these young Lions. I love a strong or at least timely defensive performance with a bunch of injuries. As they get healthy, this thunder and lightning shit that's going on in the backfield there is unbelievable. And if Jared Goff is going to take that step and look more like the JG that we saw last year, the Lions are the cream of the crop in the NFC, except for one team, number one. They remain. They showed me a gutsy win. They did almost blow it somehow. Jordan Love's knee seemed to be healing actively. Yeah, and come fourth quarter, he was almost back to full strength, and he looked berserko mode. But this defense still three quarters of a shutout. That's pretty great. But then they kind of just gave up or something. I don't know what happened at the end of that game. Green Bay missed 2 kicks too, and I picked them, so I did want them to win. But Sam Darnold has 10 touchdowns with 1 interception and 1 fumble. That's amazing. Aaron Jones, obviously a revenge game, did the Lambeau leap into Vikings fans. That was awesome, but he's legit. Addison's back, first game back, 2 touchdowns, a receiving and a rushing one. And Justin Jefferson with the huge highlight catch. The Vikings are real, I'll say it. And the difference I have between, they're not on the same level of teams, but in terms of hot starts for teams we didn't think would have hot starts, I trust Minnesota's coaching staff so much more than like the Commanders' coaching staff, because what we've seen with Cliff Kingsbury in the past is to be able to start 6-2 and end the season 7-9. So I don't know. Kevin O'Connell's got something different going on up there. Again, a huge favorite or a huge thing in their favor is their home field advantage. Minnesota, crazy hard place to play. And with a running game and a quarterback and wide receivers as good as that, I am scared of the Vikings, and everyone else should be too. Those are my 10. What are your issues? Get it out. I don't care.
Just when I thought the Lions quarterback play might be an issue, JG went and showed his worth. JG Wentworth.
877 cash now.
That's all I can
Give me
really
77
think
cash now. Touchdown.
Okay, yeah. I really thought we were gonna have basically the same power rankings this week, and I'm kind of glad that we don't, because I know that mine are right, and so yours being wrong was interesting to me.
Yeah, I wanted to show everyone my tits there real quick.
I saw that. Yeah. That was nice. I like that. That spices up the video a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think now that we're 4 weeks in, everything is becoming clear. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that it didn't become clear to you because you got something wrong upstairs.
Yeah.
We're pretty close. We got pretty much similar. Okay. Yeah, we got similar ones. But all right, here we go. Let's pull up my power rankings, Tony.
Wrong.
Number 10, the Houston Texans. This team needs Joe Mixon back.
They do.
A lot.
In a bad way.
They don't have a dynamic offense when they don't have a run threat there. And I think that we took that a little bit for granted in their formula. CJ Stroud is able to target all those weapons and all that stuff. When the run game, the defense is aware that they have to guard both the run and the pass. So I'm a little shaky on the Texans right now. I like that team a lot. I think CJ Stroud is a nerd, and I like that about him. He's a football nerd. So I believe they're going to be good, and I think they'll get better as the season goes on, but I think Joe Mixon needs to come back soon.
Come back, JoJo.
Number 9. I hate this team's new logo so much. Okay, let's pull it up.
That's just the alternate jerseys. That's
I know,
not a
it's
new
the
logo.
It's the old one. They were going to wear them, whatever. It doesn't, new logo.
You think
whatever.
It looks like Nazi stuff.
A lot of people on the internet think that, and yes, obvious. I hate to say that that's not my biggest problem with it.
Oh,
I hate to say that, because that's what popped into my brain. But I get what you guys are saying. That what I hate about it is you got it. Okay, the round caps on wing lines, like, what are we doing here? Their graphic designer is a bozo in Adobe Illustrator. I mean, you gotta, just, come on. Your end behavior of those paths, you gotta figure it out. The round caps suck. Fuck this shit. Let's get back to the power rankings. I'm not even gonna talk about them, really. All right, next, 8. Baker had 1 week off, and we all forgot he was an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Okay? I like this team a lot. They beat up on that defense.
Bucky!
But their defense is still a little bit beat up. Vita Vea is back. That's big for them. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to help them get through this next stretch, which they've got Falcons, Saints, Ravens next. So I am a little worried about this team. We'll see how they fare against those really strong opponents. Mm-hmm. But And, not to say that the Eagles aren't a strong opponent, but they definitely weren't this week.
Yes.
And the Eagles, you shuffle it up. You don't know what you're going to get with Nick Sirianni and the guys over there.
They look beatable.
I love Baker so much, and I miss him so much. Come back, baby. Come back, Baker,
Just
please.
win the Super Bowl.
Who?
The Bucks.
Oh, you want the Bucks to win the Super Bowl?
I think I'm a Bucks fan now.
I think that makes sense. We should get Baker jerseys. All right, number 7. If you're looking for a late summer, sexy little fling, there's no one hotter than the Commanders right now. Okay? Jaden Daniels is looking stout, strong, buff, awesome. He's actually having the best rookie quarterback season so far in history.
He's having the best quarterback start season completion-wise ever.
I know, 82% completion.
That's like me at blackjack.
What?
82%.
I don't even know.
I always lose.
I don't know what that means. Can we talk about, can I just
do your football stuff?
Okay, totally. Their offense is electric. Here's the thing. Their defense is like a revolving door. It sucks pretty bad. They were able to hold the Cardinals.
4 sacks?
Yeah, 4 sacks. That was good. But I'm saying get in now with the Commanders because they're not going to keep this up. Like,
yeah.
I think that defense is going to have some tough tests coming up, and I don't know if they're going to pass them. But I love Jaden Daniels so much.
I still find it hard to believe he's going to play the whole year.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but he's not throwing himself around that much.
But he's a little boy, and if he gets clipped by a big boy, he might get banged up.
Yeah, I mean, he's a skinny guy, but I don't know. There's something about him. I really like him. I really, really like him. Okay.
Armchairs for arms.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 6. I got the Lions.
Whoa!
Yeah. There's nothing like your star receiver throwing your slow white quarterback a touchdown pass.
White?
Yeah, there's nothing like that, But that slow white quarterback did go 18 for 18, and if he hadn't gotten safety, that would have been pretty much a perfect game.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do better than that.
And J-Mo went to 6 Mile Coney after the game, too.
Did he really?
Which is just awesome.
He went to 6 Mile Coney?
Yeah. He popped in shorts and a hoodie and said, "Give me one." And they said, J-Mo! And they made him sign everything in the building.
That is awesome. I also love, there's nothing more Lions football than Dan Campbell giving the game ball to somebody other than Jared Goff. He didn't know that his quarterback went 18 for 18.
Yeah.
And in the press conference afterwards said, it makes me feel bad. I should give the game ball to him. So that's awesome. I love it. And I'm excited. Go Lions. They're my favorite team in the NFL. Always have been.
Oh.
All right, next.
Paint the wall blue. Let's get it over with.
Buffalo Bills. Yeah, tough loss. Absolutely a tough loss for them. And the Josh Allen being Superman experiment is starting to have a few leaks in it, Obviously, it's that whole wide receiver by committee thing. They don't have a star wide receiver. And I thought that was a good formula, but once they went up against that Ravens defense, I started to question my own faith in God, which is the freaky white guy that is Josh Allen. He's still a freaky white guy, and he was still freaking. He did a few freak-offs, but yeah, I don't know. They're great, but everybody who had them at number 1 in the power rankings last week, I think they're safe to say they're not at number 1 in your power rankings this week. Yeah. And I think that we need to come back down to earth with the Buffalo Bills, which are a spotty, great AFC team who's going to make the playoffs and going to win some gutsy games. But at the same time, is that their biggest loss in like 4 seasons? I think there's a stat where Josh Allen hasn't lost by more than 7.
I thought they got their brakes blown out last year.
Maybe, I don't know.
Didn't Miami bust their chops last year?
I don't remember.
I thought Miami busted their Bills open. Busted the Bills open on them Bills.
I don't really remember the rest of the...
I don't remember much, and that's okay with me.
Yeah. Anyway, next. All right. Here we go. Where am I? 4 already?
Yeah, Baltimore, baby.
I think I fucked this up.
That's all right.
Oh, whatever. Now, that's the team I thought I'd see this year. That's what I wrote down about the Ravens. I thought I'd see this team and King Henry, a 30-year-old man, doing what he did on the field last night. That's fantastic. I love seeing that. And
especially as a 30-year-old man.
That's what I'm saying. He defied expectations as a 30-year-old man, which I very much relate to.
Yeah, it could be you.
It could be me. I could be out on that field running like that, 87-yard, getting up to 21 miles an hour running on that.
As fast as Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, well, 0.1 less
than
Xavier Worthy on his touchdown catch. Oh, man.
You got it, baby.
I don't think I was prepared this week that much, so I'm going to have to reference my notes on the last 3.
Okay.
I wrote these at 2 a.m. last night after an all-nighter that I pulled. And it was not a partying all-nighter. I know what you guys are thinking. He looks like a party guy. Nope, I was studying for the bar. I'm trying to become a lawyer.
Oh!
All right, number 3. This is a quiet 3.
Yeah, very much so.
But I love the Niners. I think they're I don't love them. I actually root against them most of the time. I think they're a great team, and people are undervaluing them, especially when I saw Brock the Cock Purdy say that he had a faster 10-yard split than CMC and Debo.
Yeah.
And then it was true.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Your white quarterback having a faster 10-yard split than the 2 weapons that he's missing right now?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I
loved
it.
seeing Brock the Cock Purdy say hi to his mommy.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. I love a little family moment, you know what I mean? But who needs them? CMC and Debo, who needs anybody else on that team? Just let it be Brock Purdy. Jordan Mason, is that his name?
Yes.
I forget his name. Jordan Mason. Jawan Jennings. I love it. And I think Kittle is, reliable. He's back. He's doing it. I love it. I think the Niners are going to be here all year long. They're going to be at the top of these power rankings. I think they're going to lose some tough games. They're going to, whatever. But I think at the end of the year, we're going to be looking at another playoff Niners team that is very powerful in the playoffs. So that's where I got them. Number 2. Got the Vikings.
Hey, now.
Obviously, there's no denying it now. Sam Darnold, nasty. Justin Jefferson, freak. Jordan Addison, back. Aaron Jones, pretty good. Kevin O'Connell, aura. Brian Flores was mean to Tua. And second half, let's not talk about it. That's what I got for the Vikings.
Fourth quarter, really?
Yeah, that was, I can't believe it. They were up 28-0, and then it was
with 2 missed kicks from Green Bay.
Yeah. It was wild, but Packers are great. They're probably my 11 right now. I think they're going to fight their way back, but I called this. I said, if Jordan Love comes back, he'll be rusty. And if Malik Willis played, he's Malik Willis. And so the Vikings are going to win that game. I think the Packers could take it in the second half of the season, like I mentioned before. But, it's the Vikings. They're great. 4-0. There's 2 4-0 teams left, and they're at the top of my power rankings. Number 1, Chiefs. Now, this is an interesting discussion. I called it being a trap game, that the Chargers were a trap game for the Chiefs. And then I realized something after watching this game. Every game so far for the Chiefs has been a trap game that they have won in some weird way after playing a bad game, and that's what happened.
Yep.
I mean, obviously it's the Chiefs. They had great moments, but right now, who does Patrick Mahomes have on offense?
He has a good defense, is what he has.
He has a great defense on offense. He has Travis Kelce, who's been a non-factor.
Great game this week, though.
He played great, but
7 catches, 89 yards.
Yeah, he's good. I'm just saying, he's been a non-factor for most of the season.
Yeah.
And then now he doesn't have Rashee Rice because he broke his leg.
Yeah.
Which I feel less bad about because, it's weird, though, because he could have just been suspended for this whole time.
Yeah.
So now next year he'll probably be suspended by the time he's healthy. So
yeah.
They have to figure out their number 1 wide receiver now, which is Hollywood Brown's not going to play all year.
Yep.
I just don't understand it's going to be Xavier Worthy and
Juju
Smith-Schuster. And that's not a good wide receiver room. If that was the Patriots wide receiver room this year, then we'd be like, oh, geez, they have nothing going
Speaking
on.
of Patriots, they can go get Kendrick Bourne. That'd be nice.
Yeah, Kendrick Bourne would be nice. Yeah, trade who to the Patriots, though?
Maybe that crocodile that Connor Steele owns.
Oh, yeah, Crocky J. Is that his name?
Yeah,
I believe it's Crocky J, but...
And he was an exciting young weapon, and now he just coughs the ball up all the time.
He only had 2 fumbles, I understand, but,
That doesn't fly with Andy Reid.
Yeah, no.
But that defense does cause people to melt down.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert freaked out. Kirk Cousins freaked out. He just makes everyone freak out.
Yeah.
That defense is menacing, and that's how they win those games. So if they find something on offense, I just don't know how.
Hey, sorry I hurt your leg, man. I didn't mean to hurt your leg. Sorry, Rashee. I really was trying to tackle the guy.
That's all right. I got to go to the hospital.
Yeah, so those are my power rankings.
That's great, man. I think you're a little high on the Commanders, but it's hard not to be right now. I had them at 10 and crossed them out for the Falcons just due to experience and kind of completeness of that team, I'm going to remain super wary of the Cliff Kingsbury hot start that I've seen a couple times before. He did this in Arizona, and then they'd miss the playoffs.
I like Dan Quinn. That's what I mean. I understand Cliff Kingsbury was the story of that game because of Arizona and because of the whole
co-eds that he used to hook up with.
See, but I was talking about like the James Conner stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that stuff. He like wrote a letter to him when he was at Pitt and that whole thing.
Okay.
Either way,
probably wrote a letter to other people at Pitt too.
Oh, jeez.
I'm in room 206 at the Hyatt. Come see me, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Dan Quinn. Can we talk about? I like him.
I like Dan Quinn too. I love his
coach.
name.
Good coach. I think I don't know. There's something just you gotta.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I'm not like I'm not like a stats guy and whatever. So when there's hype to be had, I like having it and it's fun. I like having flirty, late summer, sexy flings with new teams.
It's awesome to have a great running game, and one team we didn't really get to touch on, they done gave Joe Flacco the keys again. This is so similar to last year.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he comes into an offense that has Jonathan Stewart, a big, powerful, fast back that they can run play action with, and he has some pretty good weapons downfield and a defense that's stout enough. It's creepy how this is like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
It's just Joe Flacco in a different jersey. The vibes are immaculate.
Great coach, too.
Great coach. Like a scheme.
Obviously the difference here would be that Anthony Richardson is not a known predator.
Well, yeah, and like an actual franchise young quarterback.
Yeah.
And that is worrisome, too, the way he keeps putting his – like, also, weird play call there. He was injured for a play. Joe Flacco came in, ran the ball, and then they put Richardson back in, and Steichen drew up a quarterback run. That was his first play back after banging himself up, and then he got banged up and left the game. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Why? He was like, do it again, pussy. Like, don't make him do that.
Yeah.
But the vibes are awesome with Joe. That's a storyline I'm very excited to watch.
And I love the storyline that Anthony Richardson's mom is 8 days older than Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and Anthony Richardson still thinks Flacco's cool.
And then Joe Flacco was like, there's no way he thinks I'm cool.
Yeah. There's no way he thinks I'm cool. I'm dating his mom.
Yeah, I don't think Joe Flacco's married and has kids and stuff.
He's probably having an affair.
No, we can't just because he's not on the Browns doesn't mean you can start trying to poke holes in his character.
He'll turn into a pumpkin, so have fun while you can, Colts fans.
Yeah, maybe Anthony Richardson comes back by pumpkin time.
Harvest season.
Yeah, harvest season. I will say this, Joe Flacco to A.D. Mitchell. Yeah. Let's watch that flourish. I would love to see, he's a great jump ball receiver. Yep. He's a great down the field receiver. I would love to see A.D. Mitchell get some highlights with Joe Flacco.
That's my little fall fling, is the Colts now.
Yeah, I really fell off from them.
Yeah.
They were my midsummer night's fling was the Colts. And then by the time the season started, I was like, oh wait, no. They have like 6 good plays a game and then the rest of it sucks.
All right, those are our power rankings. You did a wonderful job again. I want to shout out Xavier Legette's horse dollar bill. That was my last little bit there. But yeah, I love you guys. See you for predictions on Thursday.
See you for predictions on Thursday. And this has been Cheap Seats. Go, as always, go.
Go Browns! They got it! Come on, Lions!